In the last video, we have seen from page 1 to 5, and page 5 we ended with the centripetal and centrifugal distribution of lesions. In case of smallpox, it's centrifugal. In case of chickenpox, it's centripetal lesion distribution. And now moving on, there is something called EBV, and the test is done by Paul Bunel test, and it's also known as kissing disease, and it is found in case of it also presents with Burkitt's lymphoma, nasopharyngeal carcinoma, and also lymphomas. Now moving on a short note on adenovirus, it can result in cystitis, conjunctivitis, as well as diarrhea. Moving on to congenital CMV, it can lead to petechial rash, hepatosplenomegaly, jaundice, microcephaly, IUGR, retinitis, thrombocytopenia, and renal transplant. Now moving ahead, erythroblastosis fetalis, and this was the question which I asked earlier in the group. So the one which mimics it is parvovirus B19. Moving ahead with John Cunningham virus, it progress multifocal leukoencephalopathy, and this parvovirus which I have talked earlier, it mimics erythroblastosis fetalis, as well as it leads to erythema infectiosum. Next, moving on to herpes virus, results in Kaposi sarcoma as well as HHV, and in case of genital, HSV2 has a higher chances of causing genital herpes than HSV1, and in case of genital in case of herpes, the SANG preparation is done and multinucleated giant cells are seen, and also PCR can be performed. Moving on to the treatment, acyclovir, fanciclovir, and valacyclovir can be used, and in case of a severe infection of hepatitis, a cesarean section is mostly preferred. And moving on to some of the subtypes of HPV, that is 6 and 11, it results in squamous papilloma of larynx, and also sinonasal papilloma, and as well as genital warts. And moving to HPV 1 and 27, it leads to plantar warts, and moving to HPV 5 and 8, it leads to squamous cell carcinoma of skin, and also HPV 16, it leads to vulval carcinoma, Bowen's disease, and as well as oropharyngeal squamous cell. And moving on to the congenital CMV, it can result in a clinical presentation such as jaundice, petechial rash, hepatosplenomegaly, microcephaly, periventricular calcification, deafness, IUGR, and chorioretinitis. And other point to add to CMV is that it is resistant to ganciclovir. This is due to the presence of UL97 phosphotransferase gene. This is the mutation of this gene which leads to the resistance to ganciclovir. Now moving on to HHV8, also known as KSHV, nothing but Kaposi sarcoma related. So it is also related to EBV, that is Epstein-Barr, and it is also leads to Castleman disease, and it leads to primary effusion lymphoma. Then moving on to the Hep B, hepatitis, there are various types, and now classifying it into envelope and non-envelope. So in case of envelope type, there is B, C, and D. In case of non-envelope type, there is A and E. And talking about BCD, it is transmitted through the parenteral route or the blood route. And moving to the non-envelope type, that is A and E, it spreads through the fecal-oral route. Now moving on to the Hep A. Hep A is basically asymptomatic, and incubation period is about 30 days. And moving on to Hep B, it has the presence of DAN particle, which is seen under the electron microscope. It is spherical, it is filamentous, or can be tubular, and it is a double-walled sphere. Moving on to HBsAg, it is a marker which appears first, and moving on to anti-HBc, it is the earliest antibody to be detected, and it is found during recurrences and also during chronic hepatitis. Moving on to Hep B, there is acute variety, and in case of acute variety, there is HBsAg that is positive, and also IgM anti HBC is also positive. And in case of severe infection of Hep B, there is HBeAg that is positive. So you can see the difference between acute and infection. Now moving on to transmission. Transmission can occur from the mother to child through the following routes. One is intrauterine and other is during delivery, that is more common, and also through postpartum transmission. Now moving on to the post hepatitis B HBV vaccine, that is anti-HBs is present. And this is a small graphical representation of the markers that will be present. So you can see this is HBsAg. It appears first and disappears first. Then there is something called as window period. And there's also total anti-HBc which appears later after HBsAg, and it remains constant throughout for a period. And then there's also IgM anti-HBc and also anti-HBs, and this appears last as seen in the diagram. Now talking about HBV vaccine, and the one important point is it is not contraindicated in case of pregnancy, and it is given IM, and there is cloning of S gene of HBV in Baker's yeast. Okay, so next video I'll be continuing from 11 onwards. So thanks for watching.